This is Hannibal from the HannibalTV.com with tons of WWE news for you that I've obtained from this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter. There has been a lot of creative changes to Summerslam's card that's coming up this weekend in Toronto. From what I understand, there's still tickets available. 3 and possibly 4 matches have changed on the show. Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan has been removed. Drew McIntyre versus Cedric Alexander might also not be on the show. Now, from what I understand, Drew McIntyre was listed in the initial local advertising in Toronto as facing The Undertaker. But from what I understand, The Undertaker's not on the show either. There's been a lot of changes for WWE shows recently, including Vince McMahon rewriting entire SmackDown TV shows the day of the event for the past 3 weeks in a row. Regarding what the Saudi Arabia pay is for the star wrestlers, we've seen Shawn Michaels come out of retirement. Goldberg has apparently got well into the 7 figures for his match with The Undertaker. So as bad as it was more than worth it for him. Undertaker probably also got close to that. Brock Lesnar, according to Dave Meltzer, likely got that and more, since he's now getting more from wrestling per year than just about anyone in the history of wrestling has. And I guess one of the main reasons for this, according to Meltzer, is WWE will pay him almost anything to keep him out of AEW. WWE has interest in purchasing Fight TV, which I'm sure they could do fairly easily. The company doesn't have that much money. I was putting content on there, and they never paid me for probably the last 8 months that I allowed them to use content on there, despite saying they'd pay me numerous times. So they're not a company with a lot of money. WWE should take them over. There are a bunch of crooks on there now. In some WWE attendance notes, on August 1st in St. Petersburg, Florida, NXT drew 175 fans. August 2nd, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Raw drew 2,000 fans. August 3rd in Toledo, Ohio, Raw drew 3,800 fans. NXT in Largo, Florida, August 3rd, 325 fans. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for the WWE Raw tapings, 6,500 fans, good number. August 6th in Detroit, Michigan, SmackDown /205 tapings got 4,000 fans. WWE did cancel a lot of SmackDown events last week at the very last minute, mainly due to poor attendance. They certainly wouldn't have canceled shows that were going to make a profit. That doesn't make good business sense, but anything's possible. With some house shows in recent months drawing 1,500 to 2,000 fans, it tells you a lot about the kind of advances they would have had on those shows to cancel them. According to Meltzer, WWE might be looking at having more combined branded shows. Surprise, surprise, there's already talk of that. Or less dates altogether, because the profit margins of house shows is pretty much down to break-even levels in some quarters lately, with even some shows being canceled. We're hearing about canceled shows all the time, and now the NXT UK brand is suffering as well. They recently lost TV on Sky, so they're only on the network now. They don't run a lot of events, so they allow their wrestlers to work for some other companies, but now they've made a new rule where WWE UK talent cannot appear on matches that are being streamed live. Some of the other rules they have is talent can't work in any forum with anyone under contract with World of Sports, which is the English wrestling brand Davey Boy Smith Jr. has been involved with, New Japan, Ring of Honor, or AEW. It's noted from the Wrestling Observer that Impact is no longer on the list of rival promotions, so NXT UK guy could work with Impact guy. They probably are downsizing so much that WWE does not consider it a rival anymore. Talent can also not work any shows 7 days prior to an NXT UK taping unless the WWE specifically authorizes it. And finally, regarding attendance anyways, WWE is holding a debut event at the Chase Center in San Francisco, September 23rd. That's a combined Raw and SmackDown show. It's the first time WWE has come to San Francisco since 2012 when they stopped coming due to bad crowds. But apparently the way that they have it set up, they're only selling tickets in the lower bowl on the opposite side of the hard camera. So in other words, they're only selling tickets on one side of the lower bowl, and this is to make it look good on TV. And if they had sold all those seats, they would have opened up more. But at this point, it looks like they haven't even sold out that first part of the building they're opening up, which is not a good sign, which makes me wonder why they would want to think about expanding to a Canadian brand, why there's been talk of why wouldn't they focus on getting the brands that they're doing now better attendance rather than creating even more brands that don't draw well. That kind of baffles me. Bobby Lashley had elbow surgery and will be out until October, according to Dave Meltzer. And Rachel Evers, who is Paul Ellering's daughter, had a knee injury, which was a torn ACL, and she'll be out probably 6 to 9 months. Roman Reigns and Becky Lynch will share the cover of the WWE 2K 2020 video game. Tap Out, which I guess WWE owns a part of, is looking into opening up Tap Out branded gyms, similar to what UFC has all over the place. It hasn't been announced yet, but the proposed NXT counter program show on FS1, even though Triple H denies it, that it's counter programming today on their WWE NXT TakeOver media call, which, by the way, tickets are as low as $8 for that, and there's still tickets available for their upcoming show on the weekend. Yet he says this is the most depth their roster has ever had. That show is set to counter AEW's Wednesday night show, 8 to 10 p.m., because obviously they want it countering the other show. That's why they're going for that time slot, even though they say they're not. No word on when that show would actually start. As I previously reported on this YouTube channel, the Hannibal TV, Dwayne Johnson said last week that at 47, he has quietly retired from pro wrestling. His new movie, Hobbs and Shaw, was the top box office movie both in the U.S. and internationally. The movie did $60,038,950 in the U.S. and $119 million worldwide. It was number one in 52 out of the 63 countries it premiered in.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.